The movie begins with Ross, who is now the president of the United States, speaking to a large crowd. He promises that no matter how big or dangerous the threats are, they will face them together as a country. On the news, reporters talk about how Ross is known for having a bad temper. They also mention how people blame him for the big fight that happened in Harlem between the Hulk and the Abomination, which caused a lot of destruction. It's also revealed that Ross doesn't have a good relationship with his daughter Betty. 5 months later, Sam Wilson, who is now the new Captain America, is working with his friend Joaquin. They are in Oaxaca, Mexico, following orders from President Ross. Their mission is to stop a dangerous group of fighters called the Serpent Society, led by a man named Sidewinder. Captain America finds the group hiding in a church. He uses both his wings and his shield to fight the enemies. He manages to beat many of them and goes after Sidewinder, who is trying to take some people as hostages. Cap saves the hostages, but then he has to fight a big and strong enemy, which gives Sidewinder time to escape. At the same time, Joaquin puts on his Falcon suit and chases after more members of the Serpent Society. They are trying to deliver a mysterious package to someone, but Joaquin catches them and takes the package. Captain America finishes his fight with the last enemy, while Joaquin secures the package. After telling President Ross that the mission was a success, Sam and Joaquin travel to Baltimore to train with Isaiah, a former super soldier. Later, Ross calls Sam and invites him to a special event at the White House. He also asks Sam to bring Joaquin and Isaiah with him. Isaiah is unsure about going. He doesn't trust the government because of how badly they treated him and Sam in the past, but Sam tries to convince him that things are starting to change and getting better. When the three of them arrive at the event, Sam is asked to meet with Ross in private. Ross tells Sam he wants to bring back the Avengers and wants Sam to be their new leader. Sam is unsure about this, especially because he remembers how Ross mishandled things like the Sokovia Accords in the past. But Ross tells Sam that he believes they can work together to do things differently this time and make it work. President Ross gives a speech to the guests about a new discovery on Celestial Island, which is the small part of the giant being Tiamut that rose from the Indian Ocean. Scientists have found a powerful and rare metal there called adamantium. This is the same mysterious package that Sam and Joaquin recovered earlier. Ross explains that he's working on a treaty to share this metal fairly with other countries through trade. Suddenly, the song Mr. Blue starts playing. Out of nowhere, Isaiah and 4 other men are mind-controlled and try to kill President Ross. Ruth, who is Ross's security advisor and a former Black Widow, quickly acts and stops the other attackers. Meanwhile, Sam focuses on Isaiah and tries to stop him without hurting him. Sam chases Isaiah all the way to a nearby park. Finally, Isaiah snaps out of the mind control and becomes himself again. He's scared that he might be arrested or locked up again, but Sam calms him down and gently convinces him to turn himself in peacefully. Sam goes to talk to President Ross in a secure room, or bunker, with only Ross and Ruth there. Ross and Ruth believe that Isaiah helped plan the attack with the other men, but Sam disagrees. He knows Isaiah was being controlled and had no choice. Sam wants to prove that Isaiah is innocent. Ross doesn't agree. He tells Sam that he's too emotionally involved and shouldn't be part of the investigation. Ross also says that Sam is not Steve Rogers, the original Captain America, hinting that he doesn't fully trust him. Later, Sam visits Isaiah, who is now locked in a prison cell. Sam wants to help him and try to figure out who really controlled him, but Isaiah feels hopeless. He tells Sam not to come back because he believes there's no way out of the situation, and he thinks he will die in prison. Sam asks Joaquin for help to figure out what really happened during the attack. Joaquin looks through security camera footage and notices something strange. Just before the attack, Isaiah and the other men all had something blinking on their phones. This means they might have been controlled through some kind of device or signal. While Sam is still working on the case, he's suddenly attacked by Sidewinder, the villain he fought earlier. Sidewinder was hired by someone to kill Sam. He tries to blow up Sam's car, but Sam escapes just in time. The two fight, and even though Sidewinder tries to shoot and stab him, Sam manages to win the fight and knocks him out. Sidewinder is left to be arrested by the authorities. After the fight, Sam gets a call from the person who hired Sidewinder. The mysterious person sarcastically congratulates Sam for surviving, but warns him that something worse is coming. Meanwhile, President Ross speaks with leaders from other countries who were affected by the earlier attack. They're starting to lose trust in him and question whether he's strong enough to lead. This puts the important treaty about adamantium at risk. Sam gives Sidewinder's phone to Joaquin so he can trace where the call from the mysterious boss came from. Joaquin follows the signal, and it leads them to a hidden place in Virginia called Camp Echo 1, which isn't on any map. While Sam and Joaquin head there, something terrible happens at the prison. Ruth watches in shock as a prison guard who has been brainwashed kills all the attackers who were in jail, except for Isaiah. Then, while the song Mr. Blue plays again, the guard shoots himself. It's clear someone is using this song to control people's minds. At the same time, the mystery villain contacts President Ross and warns him that big changes in power are coming soon. When Sam and Joaquin reach Camp Echo 1, they use Sam's small flying robot, Redwing, to quietly sneak inside. Inside, they find a lab full of genetic information about many people, including Isaiah and the others who were controlled. Then they finally meet the person behind it all, Samuel Stearns, also known as the leader. He reveals that he wants revenge against Ross for what happened in the past. Sam tries to stop him, but Stearns uses a machine to trap him for a moment, then leaves Sam and Joaquin to fight off a group of hired soldiers. They manage to defeat the first wave of attackers, but then another group shows up. Luckily, Ruth arrives just in time, defeats the second group, and joins Sam and Joaquin. As they try to leave, police officers show up to arrest them, but suddenly, Mr. Blue starts playing again, and the officers become brainwashed and try to kill them. Sam quickly throws his shield to knock the officers out. Then he, Ruth, and Joaquin steal the police van and drive away to escape. President Ross meets with Japanese Prime Minister Ozaki, who tells Ross that he doesn't trust his leadership anymore. Ross is already under a lot of stress, and meeting with more world leaders who feel the same way makes it worse. His Secret Service agent, Layla Taylor, tries to help him stay calm and focused. Meanwhile, Sam goes to talk to his military contact, Dennis Dunphy, and asks him to examine some strange pills he found in Stern's lab. Then, Sam visits Sidewinder, the villain he previously captured. He temporarily gets Sidewinder released so they can talk about what he knows. Sidewinder explains that after Stearns was exposed to Bruce's blood, his brain became much more powerful, but instead of helping him, Ross used Stearns for his own benefit, treating him like a personal idea machine. Ross increased the amount of gamma radiation Stearns was exposed to, which caused Stearns' head to mutate. Sidewinder reveals that Stearns hired the Serpent Society to cause chaos and destroy the peace treaty. The goal was to ruin Ross's reputation and possibly start a war. Before leaving, Sidewinder tells Sam that one day he plans to escape again. Dunphy tells Sam, Joaquin, and Ruth that things are getting worse. President Ross and Prime Minister Ozaki have both sent warships to take control of Celestial Island. It looks like a war might start. Sam goes to confront Ross and demands to know the truth about his connection to Stearns. They get into a heated argument, and Ross finally admits something shocking. He has been suffering from heart failure. To stay alive, he asks Stearns to create special pills filled with gamma radiation. The radiation entered Ross's bloodstream and kept him going. Ross was afraid that if he let Stearns go, he'd stop making the pills, so he kept him prisoner. Meanwhile, Stearns kills a Navy admiral and takes control of the Mr. Blue signal. He uses it to start more chaos. 2 American fighter jet pilots are sent to attack the Japanese fleet, which could start a full-blown war. Sam and Joaquin rush to stop them. Joaquin ejects one pilot from his jet, and Sam rescues the other. But during the mission, there's an explosion, and Joaquin falls into the ocean. Back at the command center, Ross struggles to stay calm. He's overwhelmed with stress and anger, and it's affecting his body. Stearns contacts him and says he knows what's happening. He's been counting on Ross to lose control. Ruth quickly sends a medical team to help Ross. Meanwhile, the Japanese pilots report back to Prime Minister Ozaki, telling him that Captain America saved their lives, possibly helping to prevent the war. Sam is at the hospital, watching over Joaquin, who was badly hurt in the explosion. While Sam is feeling unsure of himself and full of doubt, he's surprised when Bucky shows up. Bucky gives him a motivational talk, reminding Sam of his strength and leadership. He also mentions that people are saying Sam might run for Congress. Later, Stearns learns that Dunphy found out the truth about the gamma pills. To stop him from spreading the information, Stearns finds Dunphy and uses a device to stop his heart, killing him. Ross makes a short call to his daughter, Betty, and then steps outside to speak to reporters at a press conference. At the same time, Stearns finds Sam and calmly waits to be arrested. But before Sam can take him in, Stearns reveals the final part of his plan for revenge, exposing Ross as a monster to the whole world. While Ross is answering questions from reporters, he becomes more and more upset and angry. Eventually, his stress and rage cause the gamma radiation in his body to react. His transformation begins, and before anyone can stop it, he turns into the Red Hulk, a huge, powerful, and out-of-control version of himself. The Secret Service agents, including Taylor, try to get him back into the White House and even shoot at him, but the bullets don't work. Sam, now in his Captain America suit, flies in to try and stop Red Hulk. A massive fight breaks out, destroying part of the White House. Red Hulk also knocks 2 helicopters out of the sky when they try to attack him. Even though Captain America manages to hit Red Hulk a few times, Red Hulk is too strong. He rips off Sam's wings and damages his suit badly. Sam decides to use a smart plan instead of just fighting. He leads Red Hulk to the cherry blossom trees, where Ross used to go with his daughter Betty, hoping the place will help Ross remember who he really is. Sam uses his shield to block a powerful punch from Red Hulk. The force creates a big shockwave that knocks them both to the ground. As Red Hulk gets ready to attack again, Sam starts talking to him calmly. He brings up Betty's name and their memories together. Hearing this makes Ross stop and slowly turn back into his normal self. Ross gives up peacefully just as the authorities arrive. Later, Isaiah is proven innocent and finally released from prison. He reunites with Sam as a free man. The White House starts being rebuilt after the damage. Sam visits Ross, who is now locked up at the raft. Betty also comes to see her father there. Finally, Sam goes to the hospital to check on Joaquin. Joaquin, still recovering, tells Sam that he was his hero and the reason he wanted to become one too. After the credits, Sam visits Stearns, who is now locked up in the raft prison. Stearns gives Sam a warning. He says that he has seen possible futures, and many of them show that dangerous enemies from other worlds and universes will come to attack Earth. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.